It has been 7 years since I've been running Urbanist. I started September 7th, 2016, after working with the media industry for a few years and realizing that I wanted to make videos that sparks people's curiosity and brings them true joy. So, welcome everyone to the official Urbanist Day celebration here. I'm currently in Athens, Greece, and I've been enjoying traveling through Greece the past few months, making different videos, short videos, live videos, and also an entire host of interesting episodes for a documentary series. I'm super excited. So let me know where you're watching from. Something happened with the live stream. The app completely crashed on me, and I'm not entirely sure why. But let me know where you're watching from. I'll start from the top. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of what I said earlier. I think it might have been due, I'm not sure if it was due to the music, but it could have been, so who knows. I'm going to play the Urbanist Coffee Break album right now. It's reading the Athens Food Guide, such a great book, and I'm playing some Urbanist music right now. Ooh, so excited for this. And there's two live streams now. I was trying to delete the other live stream, but unfortunately I couldn't. So let me grab my laptop. Ugh, I didn't want to do this. So I'm gonna delete that other live stream. And this is the official 7-year anniversary of Urbanist. So bear with me as I delete this other damn live stream. That's really annoying. I'm not sure why the live stream crashed. This rarely ever happens. And unfortunately, I tried to recover the live stream, but YouTube keeps telling me that I have to verify, and it makes it really hard to verify on the phone. So let's see if I can locate this other live stream using my laptop. All right, let's see. Hey, Kenya, nice to see you here. Welcome, Kay. Welcome, Sylvia. Welcome, Ariel. Nice to see you here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Someone left me a $50 super chat, and it was Maureen. So shout out to Maureen for leaving me a $50 super chat. That is so awesome of you. I'm going to see if I can take down this live stream, the older one. All right, hopefully that other live stream is down. It's an ongoing issue with other live streams as well, says Lila. Oh, that sucks. So let me know if the other live stream is no longer up. I hope not. It's not supposed to be. Do let me know. Is the other live stream up or is it no longer up? So welcome everyone. Nice to see you here. I have been doing a huge variety of different videos the past 7 years, and it has been such a wonderful, joyous journey going all around parts of North America and Europe to show you secrets, food, different neighborhoods, museums, meeting different people, tour guides. And I am super happy that I've been able to share this with all of you. Back in 2016, I was working for the media industry, and everyone in the media industry, the people I worked with directly were all wonderful people. I am friends with many of them I still work with. So this is nothing against the individuals who work in the media industry, but the industry as a whole, especially the online media world, was focused on getting more clicks as much as possible. They wanted to really get as many views on their website and on their videos posted on social media in order to get as much ad revenue as possible. That was the prerogative. The downside of that is that the stories that would get the most clicks were the ones that were focused on inducing anxiety, a sense of doom and gloom, a sense of worry. And I found that very problematic. And Susie also says clickbait. Yes, clickbait was definitely another issue related to that. And I found that rather problematic. I did not like that at all. I thought to myself that this really screwed with people. And I think the world does not need any more anxiety, any more sense of doom and gloom. And I was taking my train ride back home on my commute. And I remember thinking to myself, I just can't do this anymore. I can't be in this industry that's focused on this type of negativity. And I understand why, people gotta make their money, and these are huge businesses. I do understand this. So I don't blame any individual, but I just didn't like it. And I knew deep in my heart that there was an alternative. I didn't know how it would work. I didn't know whether it would make any money, at least immediately. But I knew it could work. I knew it would work somehow. And I just decided, I made a powerful intention to make media that is from the heart. Not to get clicks, not to try to keep you reading and engaged, because the easiest way of doing that is by inducing the sense of anxiety, of suspense, but in a negative way. No, I wanted to induce joy and a sense of awe and wonder and curiosity. And a few weeks later, I quit my job. And then after experimenting a little bit, I started Urbanist right after that summer in September 7th, 2016. The very first live stream was a live stream walk around Hell's Kitchen. And oh my, it has been a wonderful journey ever since. Susie says it must have been a stressful 7 years. There's another amazing content creator out there by the name of Nas Daily, who started around the same time I did. He is many times bigger than I am. The man has like 40, 50 million total followers, some insane number. He really prized, and again, nothing against him, but I just differ in his worldview. He really prized the stress that takes into content creation, the hustle, the grind, to the point where even if you're sick, exhausted, you push through. I disagree with that philosophy. And while I have had my moments of stress throughout these past 7 years, and definitely for the first few years, I was not making money. I was really broke. Enough to survive, but I was broke. I didn't stress. And overall, it has been more of a joyful journey than a stressful one. Because I believe that when you're having fun, when you're enjoying yourself, and especially if you're relaxed, you produce the best work. And I truly believe that. And sure, I've worked a lot to the point where I have felt exhausted, especially this past year. Because when I returned from my epic trip of the summer of 2022, going all the way through beautiful France and Netherlands and Belgium and Denmark and Switzerland and Scotland, I got stressed out when I came back because I did all these live videos and I wasn't getting too many views. The views aren't that important, but we are living in the real world, and including myself. And I need an audience. I need to have an audience sufficient enough to continue making this work. So I came into a crossroads in September of 2022, last year, where I thought I was doing some of the best live stream work ever, and I was barely getting views. I did a live stream, as I mentioned many times, going up from Chamonix, France, up to a 12,700 foot mountain. Summer down below, snow up above, taking the tram all live, and then going across the longest gondola ride, which is horizontal, 45 minutes from one country, France, to another country, Italy, in a live video, and I got like about 1,300 views. Now, that's not the fault of anyone tuning in here. Some of my best viewers tuned in, which was wonderful. But I needed to figure out another way. So in September of 2022, I just did not want to make any more live videos. Like, I was done with making live videos, especially about New York. So I decided to re-edit a lot of my older videos and post them as shorts, not just on Facebook and TikTok like what I was doing, but also on YouTube and Instagram. And boom, that's where it exploded. I now have 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, a total of 1.5 million subscribers across 4 platforms. And as I mentioned the joke earlier in the live stream that unfortunately is no longer, I have 401K subscribers, so I can officially retire, but I won't. 401K, if people don't know, is the retirement plan for people in the US, usually with people who run their own businesses. And it's funny that I have 401K subscribers at the moment. But nonetheless, thank you everyone so much for joining me on this journey. I think what's most important is not the size of the audience. The size of the audience has been good and has been an immense privilege to have a gigantic audience. 1.5 million, it's amazing. It's amazing enough for me to make this into a living, which it is, where I can live comfortably. Amazing where it starts opening doors to wonderful places that not every content creator will be able to do so. And because I've done history videos that are respectful to the history, I've generally stuck to very positive stories. I have, along with the audience size, many doors have opened up, like getting some cool access to amazing apartments in New York City, going to the New York Public Library, the American Museum of Natural History, and getting access there to film, and many other places. Doors have opened up for the second season of this documentary series. The first season isn't even out, but I'm already working on the second season, and doors are very open there, which is going to be super exciting. And then even the Freemasons have reached out to me just a few weeks ago saying, hey, we would love to show you around 2 of the lodges in New York City, one of them being the main headquarters of the Freemasons. Like, think about that. My audience has gotten so big, and then combined with my respectful coverage of history, but also in a fun way, even the Freemasons have reached out to me. So that blows my mind. And but my intention is not the audience size, first and foremost. My intention is to have a great quality audience, which I do. The people that I have seen on the live streams, the commenters have all been very nice. That's why we have some of the nicest comments on any live stream here on YouTube and on Facebook. Thanks also to the moderators who've done a great job, like S. Fields, Trish, Ron, Joe, Kay, many others that tune in all the time. and also the people I've met in real life. Almost everyone that I've met in real life has been such a joy. Like today, I met a guy by the name of Craig who is a New Yorker visiting Athens, and he said hello to me just earlier this afternoon. And very nice guy. It was awesome. Just saying hello for a few seconds. It was wonderful. So it has been wonderful meeting many of you. Like I met Kay in person and interviewed her. I have had the pleasure of hanging out with Chris from Greece, Sandra from Northern Ireland, and many other people. So thank you so much, everyone, for being such a wonderful audience. So cheers to you. I already opened up this beer because the previous live stream crapped out, but I'm gonna do another pour. So yamas, everyone, to 7 years and 7 more. Yamas, cheers, and cheers to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Ah, oh. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. My favorite beer, Septum. They have a beer called Mondays. They have a beer for every single day of the week. And these guys are amazing. This is a Pilsner, 5%, and I love it. And Dindin says 70 more. Yeah. Thank you, Dindin. Yes. My intention is to do this a long term. Excuse me. This is a long term endeavor. That's why I'm doing a documentary series. I want to bring Urbanist to a high production. I want to bring it to high production. I love live video, and I literally intend on doing live video for decades. I frequently have done meditations where I meditate on how my life would be a decade, 2 decades from now, or maybe even more, 3, 4 decades from now. And how would my day be? And almost every time I do this meditation, I think about doing a live video because I just love it so much. I love the medium of live video. But it's also very exciting because I've always been a person who loves variety. I love doing different things. So, and that's why Urbanist, even though the focus tends to be mostly on cities and on traveling to those cities with a very strong focus on history, I tend to cover a variety of different things. And some people get very confused as to, hey, why are you doing real estate videos? Are you going to now just do real estate videos? Hey, why are you doing mythology videos? Are you just going to do mythology videos? But no, I love the variety. I love doing different types of videos, and the same thing happens to be with also the style, the medium. So live video isn't the only thing that has captured my attention. I've been so grateful to have really honed down my skills in terms of short video and really get it a great story that usually would be 10 minutes long into 1 minute. It has been such a pleasure to find the efficiency of storytelling through that. And then beyond that, I am excited to be producing this documentary series. So yes, I have been making a documentary series in Athens, and this was filmed a month ago for 2 weeks with my collaborator, Maria Epida Querido, who's been my editor for the past year, one of two. Giovanna Gatto is the other editor. But for this documentary series, I'm collaborating directly with Maria, and she's also been the videographer. And it was such a smashing success. 25 people interviewed, some of the best conversations captured. The footage that was captured was amazing. And I am just blown away by the work we've done. So far, the first episode is edited, and now we're moving on to the second episode. We have original music that's being made by an amazing artist called Lefteris Voulanis, who's an award-winning musician here in Greece. And we have original music that's also featured by some amazing musicians like Urbanist, Logout, Aemba, and there's a few others. And I'm super, super excited to release this documentary towards late October. It has taken a little bit longer than I have expected because with any new endeavor, sometimes there's a little bit of hiccups in the road, but that's okay. But I am super excited to start releasing. It's going to release on a weekly basis on YouTube. It's going to be a specific day and time every single week for 7 weeks because it's 7 episodes, about 24 minutes per episode. And the Super Urbanists have gotten a sneak preview. So right now, if you're a Super Urbanist and saw the sneak peek, do let everyone know what you think, what do you like about it. Let everyone know right now in the comments. And Almo says, is there a preview for Super Urbanist? Yes. Then later on, I'll be posting a trailer, so stay tuned. The trailer will come before the episode is released. And there will be a official premiere. There will be a live video either before or right after one of those two. We'll celebrate, so stay tuned. And then it has gone so well. And Maria, as I mentioned, I felt this instant connection creatively, professionally with her, which has been wonderful. I've heard of other filmmakers say this also with their cinematographers, for example. A few directors have said this, like Denis Villeneuve with Roger Deakins, or Steven Spielberg with his longtime writer collaborator, Kushner, I think is his name, and Martin Scorsese with Robert De Niro, where they felt this instant connection creatively with someone that they collaborate with, and I felt that immediately with Maria, and I am so happy to be collaborating with her that we are ready to do a second season. We're already filming a second season. It's going to start filming very soon, and we're already planning the third season. We're just going for it. Luckily, I have the funds to do it. We have the time. We have the energy, and we're just going all in because why not? And this is our artistic endeavor. Will it get views? I don't know. I'm a little bit scared that I might not get that many views, but that's okay because the views aren't the prerogative. The prerogative is to make great art and great entertainment. And I'm so excited. So feel free to ask me any questions. I'm so glad people have been tuning in. That was a little background on Urbanist 7 years here. Hey, Susie says a red carpet premiere would be great. Sylvia says, hooray, I was a little scared when you said you weren't going to live stream New York City anymore, and then you got me through the pandemic. I may do New York City again. At the moment, I don't intend really on live streaming New York. I've just done so many live streams in New York, but I'll return to it at some point, so stay tuned. If I do get access to the Freemasons, you'll see a live stream there, and I will announce when that will happen, so stay tuned. Nicole, nice to see you here. Bella says, so glad you found your person in editing, Maria. Maria is editor and also the videographer, the cinematographer. Hello, Jenkins. Nice to see you here. Will your documentary qualify for any film festivals, says Susie. No. The reason for that is, A, it's episodic. I don't think there's that many film festivals for episodic content, meaning a documentary is split up into episodes. Number 2, I want to release it on my platform immediately. I don't want to wait. So, unfortunately, with all film festivals, they require you to premiere it or show it first to the festival. If you're doing a bunch of festivals, they prefer that you are only showcasing it at festivals. It hasn't been publicly distributed yet. And the reason people even do festivals is to find distribution. Meaning in documentaries, it could be like TV or movie studios. TV to show on TV or streamers like Netflix. They try to get their attention so they can buy the rights and they'll appear there or appear in the movie screens if the documentary proves to be interesting enough for movies. This applies also to narrative film. I don't need distribution. I have, luckily, 1.5 million followers here across 4 platforms on social media. On YouTube, 400,000 subscribers. I already got the distribution, so I don't need that. And then another thing, me personally, especially if it's my own production, this is not an endeavor to gain artistic attention within the industry. I want to give you the entertainment. So why go through a middleman? And that's why I rather not even consider festivals, because it's mostly for the award or for the title. I don't care for that too much. Hey, Roxanne, leaving a $20 super chat tonight. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Has the rain settled down, Glennie? Yes, it has. It was crazy yesterday. Crazy. Matt says, have you been to upstate or Suffolk County? I've been to both. Maybe I'll go sometime again. Marina says, I know more about New York City because of you. Since you're talking about collaborations, I really enjoyed your collaboration with Mary Jane and Action Kid. Any more of these in the future? Yeah, at some point, whenever we're in the same city. Will your I already answered that. Bella says, so glad you found your person for editing. Yeah. Nicole says, you can feel that you put a lot of heart into the documentary. Met interesting people, and the quality is on Netflix level. Ooh, I'm glad to hear. Esfiel says, you have a large platform. The views will be there. You'll see. Almo says, is Maria's experience in documentary? No, Maria is a trained architect. So her experience is not in film, but she's had 1 year experience with me as an editor. She came editing with me unexperienced, but she showed me one little birthday film that she did for someone close to her, and it blew me away so much. And her photos are so amazing that I hired her on the spot. And then we're working with another amazing woman, Katerina Kaku, who is doing the artwork and the coloring of the documentary. And she's also been amazing to work with. And then we're hiring a musician based here in Greece who's award-winning by the name of Lefteris Voulanis. He's making original music for the documentary. And then we also are featuring original musicians here from Greece as well. Urbanist, Logout, amazing disco singer by the name of Amba. So I'm super excited. I gotta respond to a message quickly. Nina says, you always find great people. Hey, thank you so much, Nina. I appreciate that. I gotta send one message quickly. I usually don't do this, but time is tight today. I have a tight schedule today. And I'm meeting with some cool people later tonight. Chris says, you have had some nice Airbnbs. Yes, I have. All right. All right, cool. And Susie says, are you doing your lottery numbers? No, I had to send... Oh, I mistakenly closed down trying to turn on my AC, but... Oh, there we go. Hey, Oleg says, do you consider the Urbanist theme as a plot for your further documentaries? It won't work with Athens, and it won't work in the next two seasons. The the theme song, the theme song, I love what I did. It's just such a specific sound. It works for like live streams, and I don't even use it too much for live streams. It doesn't really work for short videos because the song is so like it overwhelms most of speaking. In a short video, it's almost all based on what is being said. So it's tough. It's tough. That theme song will work best, I think, in two cities, New York and Tokyo. So whenever I do those, that's when you'll hear the theme song as part of the documentary series. The documentary is called The Athens Urbanist, and every subsequent season will have the X and X Urbanist, whatever the city or the region is. Hey, Nina says, you're looking great. More hair on the sides, most complimentary. We all know when will we know that the documentary is being shown? I will announce it about like 2 weeks ahead of time, but we're looking at late October for the first. Oh, we'll start premiering late October. Have you seen any of the flooding in Monasteraki? I did not. I'm not sure if it's accurate. It did not flood crazy where I'm located. You'll find out at the end of my stay here where I'm located, because I will be featuring this place as well. But no, have not seen any crazy flooding. But I wish I would have seen that Monastiraki. It would have been kind of interesting to see it. So Monastiraki is the center of Athens, and there was flooding yesterday due to all the massive rain. Nina, nice to see you here. Hey, Eddie, enjoying Greece from Puerto Rico. I bumped into two groups of Puerto Ricans here in Greece. Has been so amazing. One in Athens. There's a group of about like 6 women from Rio Grande, and they were amazing. I highly loved meeting them. They were wonderful. They were in Monastiraki. And then in Crete, I went to a nice restaurant, one of the top restaurants in Hania, and I saw, again, another massive group of Puerto Ricans. They were a mix. They were a huge family. I think there was maybe like 10 of them, but at least like 6 or 7 of them saw my videos, which was awesome. So it was wonderful meeting them as well. So I'm glad also a lot of Puerto Ricans have been tuning in. I'm glad that a lot of Puerto Ricans, for some reason, have been to Greece as well, so which is fascinating. Or at least enjoy the Greece videos. Gina says, Puerto Ricans are everywhere, como arroz blanco. Aquí no hay tanto arroz blanco. Es bien raro, pero sí, los puertorriqueños están todos lados. Yes, the Puerto Ricans are everywhere. Right here, there we go. That's the pictures, the painting. Not necessarily too aesthetically pleasing. Jenny says, a future wife one day, little urbanist family? One day, I'll have like 10 urbanist kids. One day. All right. That's awesome. Traveling with the family in 10, says Chris. Yes. But I won't be a family vlogger. You'll just have to take my word for it. Because I wouldn't feature my family in videos. But you just have to use your imagination. Or see me struggling to do a live video because I'm surrounded by so many kids. Kay says, no, not a nice picture. yeah. The particular place I'm at doesn't quite have the most. It's not my aesthetic preference. Sylvia says 10. Stephanie says Greek and Puerto Ricans are island people. Yes, they are. Hello, everyone. We have Maria and Caterina, my two collaborators. They're tuning in. Everyone say hello to Maria and Caterina. They're tuning in right now. They're hard at work at episode 2. Stephanie says, well, Greek women don't want us to have a lot of kids. I kind of get that feeling yet. Susie says, 10 children. Oh my God, 5 set of twins? Hey, Nina says, hello, collaborators. Jenny says, I'm asking for all the young women. You're welcome, gals. I'm too old. I'm out. Hey, Jenny, thank you so much for tuning in. Bella, welcome. Nina says, love seeing you with your paisanos. Oh yeah, I did feature one set of Puerto Ricans in a short video. Surprise Airbnb isn't hiring you to produce content for them. You know, I tried to reach out to them. Yeah, I one of the few times I've ever reached out, because I usually reach out to the higher ups when I'm reaching out to a company if I want to work with them. I rarely do that anymore because I don't know, it was just too much work to reach out to companies. Luckily, they have reached out to me, which has been such a blessing. But when I reached out to Airbnb many years ago, I reached out to one of the higher ups, and they responded simply. I left a nice email saying, "Hey, I would love to collaborate. I really do appreciate Airbnb, and I would love to collaborate and find a way to feature more of these interesting Airbnbs around Europe." And the guy just responded simply, "No." Period. I was shocked. Because this was at higher up, so I would expect either no response or they would just forward the email to whoever would be responsible on their team to do it. But to get a no and a period, that was quite intense. Is there a banana department at Airbnb? I'm not sure. Any documentaries in the UK planned, says Michelle. You have to stay tuned. But I would tell you this, I'm intrigued about various places in the UK, for sure. There are places in the UK that I think deserve a lot more content that there's not enough of. Hey, Mira says, congrats, man, you look grown up. Bigger looking man. Thank you so much. I look grown up, you know. Do I look very different from my early years in Urbanist? 2016 years. Oh, I wish I had the video. I would have popped it up. I should have downloaded the video. Oh, I wish I did that. But too late now. Maybe I have it in my computer. So it's a celebration. 7 years. Nina says you used to look like a little kid when you started. Really? Someone asked me what I'm drinking. A beer, Septum beer on a water glass. And it makes me feel like I'm in Greece, because I am. But in Greece, a lot of places don't even use real beer glasses. They serve beer like this. Nicole says, yes, I watched the older videos and there's a difference. There is, I may have a few more grays, but I might be turning to a silver fox, but that's okay. I didn't know that was making me look different. Primordial says, congrats on 400 subs. It is said that the longer you stay in Greece, the better you look, says Stephanie. I don't know. People keep complimenting. I don't know what is the difference in the look, but I've gotten that compliment quite a lot. And it's a bit interesting. Jenny says, you have become distinguished. Curious, do they drink tea in Greece? No, it's very rare. You will find tea. You can buy it in almost every cafe or coffee shop. But it's not really the common thing to drink. There's only really one traditional tea, which is, mountain tea. Okay, so I need a commercial break. And then B, um, I have, it's a 7 year celebration. And when it comes to 7 years, I think it's important to celebrate any type of birthday with some cake. So who wants cake? Well, I'm gonna eat the cake, but who wants to see me eat the cake? Let me know. And let me know, maybe I'll find this old Urbanist video and we'll play the video on YouTube. Let's dig into one of the Urbanist oldies, shall we? Let's see if there's an Urbanist oldie. I'm gonna dig in on my laptop over here, and then I'm gonna see if I can play on TV, and you can see an Urbanist oldie as I take a break. Susie says, you now look like a Greek shipping magnate. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, Susie. Okay, so that means that now I have to cavort with the glitz and glamorous celebrities of Hollywood and with the Jeff Bezoses of the world, because if I have that look, then I have to live up to it. Uh, let's see. Do I have that old video? I think I have it on Facebook. Let's see if I can even cast Facebook onto this TV. The 7 year itch, says Michelle. Oh, yeah. As I said, you stay in Greece and you take on the European air. The Greek men are very good looking and well groomed, and you're definitely picking up on their style. Yes, I do think that is indeed the case, Stephanie. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna- I found it. The very first Urbanist live video, ladies and gentlemen. This is a momentous event. Who wants to see a small clip as I take a commercial break of the very first Urbanist live video? Whoa. Oh my God. All right, let me see if I can cast this. It seems like I can. Can I? No, I can't. Okay, I gotta show you my laptop screen. And unfortunately not my I can't show you the TV screen. I gotta show you the laptop screen. But we'll do that. Alright. That's too close. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy The Urbanist, the first episode. I'm going to play it for a little bit and come back with some cake in about 3 minutes or so. Hey, do I have a Discord channel, says Primordial. No, I don't offer a Discord channel. I was seeing if some fans wanted to start one. You tend to disconnect from videos whenever I'm tend to disconnect from social media after I'm done with the videos, but here it is. All right. It was a long, oh my God, all right. The camera's moving. All right, enjoy. I'll be back. Hey everyone, I'm Ariel with Urbanist, and today we're going to go through Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen is a neighborhood with a very troubled past. right by Times Square. Where is Hell's Kitchen? Well, it's 34th Street right here, and then all the way up to 59th Street between 8th Avenue and the Hudson River. Right now, I am in front of the post office building, designed by Stanford White. Cool thing is about this building is this is how Penn Station used to look like. Penn Station now is a very ugly underground place, relegated down there, but maybe it'll eventually bring it back to its glory. And the other side, behind me, is Madison Square Garden. Now this is the third iteration of Madison Square Garden, and we're going to visit what used to be the second iteration. The first ever Madison Square Garden was in what right now is Madison Square Park. All right, let's go. Hey Alan, hey Gonzalo, welcome back. Hey Ellie, yes, I'm glad to be back. Hey Jen, hey Toby. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Be sure to share this video right now so you can show everyone else and spread the word of Urbanist. So right now we are on 8th Avenue, 33rd Street. We're just outside the border of Hell's Kitchen. It starts and continues all the way down 59th Street. Scott, welcome back. Toby, you're so welcome. Let's take a look at this post office. It's cool. Stanford White is the guy who designed the Washington Square Park, and he also designed a few other buildings around New York City. Very famous New York City architect. Now this is just the post office building, but this is how the Grand Penn Station used to look like before they tore it down. Gonzalo, I've been feeling alright. I wasn't really affected by the events of September 11th, so nothing really close and personal has hit me. It's nice to see the city
Alright, so how's it
move
doing?
on from those events so many years ago. So right now there's like people shooting, having photo shoots. There's someone modeling over there. Right behind me there was a bunch of people shooting, photographers and a lot of models all around. I think there's a New York Fashion Week event going on right around here. New York Fashion Week is once a year during September. I don't think it's only once a year, but the main one's in September. It's where all the fall lineups come out, and you know things get crazy, and you see so many fashionable people around. So maybe we'll catch some fashionable people. Again, Ariel with Urbanist. Like this page if you want to see more videos, and share this video if you want to show your friends and loved ones Hell's Kitchen. Sonia, welcome to the broadcast. Gonzalo, yeah, I think the other one's in February. No, I'm not entirely too sure. We're going to walk further into what the event might be going on so we can catch a glimpse of more fashion happening. The cool thing is
Oh wow, this is bringing me back so many memories. I'm going to.
help you into random things and you're very connected.
Should I repost this on YouTube? Do let me know.
Is another authentic New York City spot. Shake Shack. Burgers from New York City.
Ella says you now look way more handsome now.
All around the world,
You haven't changed much, but you look more handsome now. You're like a Greek god now. Oh my god, Ella, thank you so much.
New York City burger. There's a war right now between Shake Shack, Five Guys, and In-N-Out. What side are you on?
Unfortunately, they all lost the war. Almost none of them are really making that much money anymore. Darren, yeah, the Dwayne Reed shops here get very ritzy. One Long Karan, his most famous claim to fame is that one time he wanted to impress his girlfriend who really liked these jackets that the police wore. And he really wanted to impress her, so one day he attacked the police officer, stole his jacket, sent it to a tailor, had it refitted, and gave it to his darling girlfriend. Now, word got out, everyone else in the neighborhood saw his girlfriend having the most amazing jacket. And all the other mobster girlfriends told their... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Wow. Wow. What do you think? This was broadcasted September 7th, 2016. I think that's the date. Let's see. It should be September. No, okay, so I started the page September 7th, 2016. The first live video popped up on September 12th, 2016. So how do I look? Wait, let me recreate this face. MZ says you do look more manly now. You know, it's all that testosterone coursing through my veins from all the pastries that I've been eating. That's what happens when you eat pastries. Is the testosterone really goes up. It does. It does. So here we have a cake for 7 years of Urbanist. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony says you should have an Urbanist Archives playlist. I have an Urbanist bonus page, so I have posted older videos there, but I may consider just posting a few on the main Urbanist page just for the shits and giggles. But remember, it's always shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. Old Greek proverb. Okay, so this is a carrot cake bought it from a bakery in a neighborhood called Exarchia, called Torino. And, ooh, it smells so good. You know, the Greeks don't have too many cakes. It's a bit more focused on pies. I didn't quite have enough time to find like a great orange pie or a great chocolate pie because there's some great pies, but I'm glad I found some good fancy cake here. I'm so excited to try out, and I got some coffee right over here. I'm super excited. Alfredo Espresso Schietto, cold coffee served over ice whipped. All right, let's try it out. Bob says try inexpensive Retisna and have a good beer in handy to wash it down. What is Retisna, Bob? But thank you so much for the 20-pound super chat. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's try this. Huge, massive. So this is the secret to looking better. If you're wondering, oh my God, Ariel, how did you do it? What do you do to look more manly, to look more rugged and handsome throughout all these years? It's the cake. It's no laughing matter. It's the cake. Truly. Orion also left a super chat. Hey, Orion, thank you so much, man. I can't try scrolling. I can't see it, but if anyone can let me know what Orion said, I really appreciate it. But wow. Oh, that was good cake. That is good cake. Oh, that's nice and creamy.
I love the frosting. Great real cream cheese frosting. For some reason, the Greeks love their cream cheese. Also, their normal cheeses sometimes are similar to cream cheese. And ooh, actual carrots in here. That's so good. Do you want to hear more of the sound effects? Oh, wow. All right. Time to get serious. This is a serious broadcast. There's no joking around here. Let's get serious. Ask me serious questions about Urbanist as I drink my coffee. There's a little bit of cake here. Let's get serious, ladies and gentlemen. This is no more jokes. No more jokes. It's getting hot in here. Yeah. Put on the AC. Whew. Is it me or is it hot in here? Hey, Susie says, "Oh no, please, more fun. Funny is good." I don't know if you would be a good ASMR streamer, says Nicole. Leela says, "What? I like the jokes." No, Leela, this serious broadcast. I have to be taken seriously. Can't be a laughing matter over here. What's the talisman around your neck? It's Our Lady of Guadalupe. I bought the talisman in Portobello Road in London. And the necklace is from a company called Mianci in New York City. But I love this talisman. Our Lady of Guadalupe is the divine image of the Virgin Mary as seen in Mexico City. It has been one of my most viewed videos still to this day, has millions of views. And truly one of the most inspiring stories I've read. And it also led to the creation of the Afterworld album. That is one of the 5 official albums of Urbanist. That you can listen to it on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, wherever music is available. Cole says, "Is that where portobello mushrooms come from?" No, unfortunately not. I'm not sure where the word really comes from. Has the talisman make you feel safe in your travels? I would say yes. I wear it almost as a good luck charm. I feel like it's almost like a protection talisman. That's actually when I really became an Urbanist fan, when you began to show your sense of humor, says Susie. Susie, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have no sense of humor. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I started embracing a little bit more, being a little bit more loose and sarcastic. I think around 2020. Yeah, during the pandemic. Ironically, one of the more dramatic events of modern history, and I found my humor in that time, because things were so serious back then. So a lot of people were going through a lot of stuff. Some people were directly suffering. Some people knew of someone suffering, or some people were suffering for other reasons. The world was in chaos for a little bit, and I think the only way really to get through a situation like that is to embrace a little bit of silliness and lightness and joy. Sure, some things in life can be rather serious. And yes, you do have to not take life seriously. But at the same time, humor is needed. Humor is a key to good life. Humor is also the key to growing as a human being in all aspects of life, professionally, artistically, in relationships, in family, and in spiritually as well. Humor is very, very important. If you can laugh at even some of the worst things that can happen in life, and it can sometimes be rather shocking to hear someone making light of a situation that's very dire, but I think there's merit to finding the humor in even the worst of circumstances, because it'll get you through anything, truly. Hey, Irene says, I loved your lives with your executive producer during the pandemic. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah. My dad, who's tuning in, my mom as well. Yeah, we had a lot of amazing live streams. Someone left a $20 super chat. Anthony says, Happy Urbanist Day. Which countries have been the best scene for cafes, food, and conviviality? By far, I think Greece. For conviviality, cafes, and food. That combination, Greece. Number one. Number two, that's a tough one. I would say number two is Paris. Number three would be Rome. And number four would be London. And number five would be Dublin. I would put those the top five convivial locations of the world in terms of eating out, going out for cafes. Have you been able to pick up a little on the language, says Gina? Not too much, a little bit of words, but not really to form a sentence. I haven't really taken the effort to do so. LLB says, yeah, like the Jewish people during the Holocaust. Yeah, a lot of great Jewish comedians popped up right after that horrid time. And yeah, I think a Jewish comedian talked about this specifically. I think it was Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks has a really good talk about finding humor in the worst of situations. Have you ever met Walter from Walter's World? Says Cole. Cole, scroll back on my short videos and go to Walter's World page and see the video that he posted like a month ago. I met him in Athens, and he was amazing. He was really, really a great guy. One of the best content creators I've met in person. Really as bubbly and joyous and as good humored as he is in the videos. And I am looking forward to collaborating with him again in some point in the future. Where's the celebration cake? Says Michelle. You know, I'm going to eat out with friends, so I'm not going to eat this entire thing. I'm going to save the rest for later. But this is a celebration cake, Michelle. I basically ate half of it. Wow. But I don't want to eat too much. Welcome, everyone. Isabel says, my first live stream was your NYC walk during the snow at night. Oh, yeah, that was a great walk. Oh, yeah. I really love the snowy New York City live streams. So let me know, what's your very first Urbanist memory? What's the first video or first live stream that you recall of seeing from my videos? I'm very curious. Do you have any regrets looking back on how you would deal with it? Nicole says, in general, do I have any regrets in life? No, I live life with no regrets. Even not mispronouncing regret or miswriting regret. Very important to live life with no regrets. Um, yeah, I don't have too many regrets in my life. I have like two or three personal regrets that are luckily nothing too big. So I'm super grateful for that. But in terms of professional regrets, I think really the only one I have is it's a bit weird because I wish I would have studied film, just because I wish I would have gotten connected with filmmaking and videos way earlier in life. And I wish I would have met more filmmakers and content creators 10 years before I started, or 8 or 7 years before I started in 2016. I wish that were the case. But at the same time, I wouldn't take it back because I have a degree in electrical engineering. And while I didn't, I made a few friends in electrical engineering, but nothing too close, nor was I super interested in working as an engineer. I really am grateful that I studied it because it has opened my eyes in so many respects of life. Um, Professionally, artistically, professionally in terms of kind of like knowing how technology works. Artistically, I've written already a sci-fi novel about quantum computing. I was able to kind of express what quantum computing is in a fun, entertaining way because I study engineering, I study quantum mechanics and quantum mathematics in engineering. And then I've made many videos about engineering, many videos about construction, especially in the past year. And I'm super grateful that I've studied engineering for that reason. And then the other thing is it also helped me spiritually. So I'm really immersed in spirituality in the past almost 15 years at this point. Since I was about, yeah, 17 years I've been into spirituality, like studying it deeply. And electrical engineering has been, ironically, a pathway to understanding the spiritual world way better, to understanding myself, how the world works, how our minds work, how thinking works, and how there might be more than what we see with our eyes, which is very evident even with our technology. So Chatty Cathy says, I don't remember what the title is, but I remember finding you in late winter when you were walking the streets of New York. There was no snow, but I was impressed with your personality and how articulate you were. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. My introduction to you was when you ran into New York Live with Mickey. You were both out on a walk in New York City, and I followed you ever since. Hey, oh, that's so cool. Kotzi says, I remember finding Ariel and Action Kid at the same time around Christmas 2020, the snowy live streams. John says, you sound really smart. Me, I'm dumber than a box of rocks. Oh no, John. No, you're not. No, you're not, John. Nina says, your spirituality accounts for your great attitude. I think it does. I think it does. Spirituality has really helped me because the world of content creation for people who are not too familiar with it, it can be a rather vapid, ego-driven world. I personally don't even like going to influencer events. I tried going to a few. The last one I really went to, I did a video of it. It was an Ed Sheeran event in Empire State Building. And, you know, that particular night, I left that Ed Sheeran concert and just admired the beautiful night sky at the Empire State Building. I did a live stream. And that was an influencer event. And that was one of the last influencer events because I just did not like the vibe. And that's the downside with these industries, media, content creation slash influencers, and also with Hollywood and film, especially with Hollywood. They're very ego-driven worlds. Uh, there's some very darker aspects, especially I think in Hollywood, um, maybe also in the music industry. And I think it takes a lot of emotional intelligence and resilience to be able to navigate that world and not let it seduce you or swallow you whole. And I think I've done that very intentionally. So, yeah, I'm glad that I have studied spirituality so deeply because it has helped me stay grounded. And I think by staying grounded, ironically, because maybe you might have met in your lives, I certainly have people who are into spirituality that are not grounded. So there's definitely something more that it takes to even be grounded in of itself. But being grounded, I think, in terms of entertainment, is very powerful because if you're grounded as an entertainer, you can really touch the hearts and soul of people in a much deeper way than a big budget entertaining Hollywood popcorn film or some type of pop song. If you stay grounded, you can really get to the heart of people. I think that's why I've had such a joy covering musicians like David Bowie and the Beatles. They definitely had their challenges in their lives, but at least with those two examples in the music industry, they stayed grounded for a good portion of their careers. And that's why I think their music is so deeply influential because they were able to speak from the heart and not from this sense of ego and fame and power and money that can kind of pollute the mind, pollute the soul. And I don't fault anyone who succumbs to that. We all live through our challenges. So we shouldn't blame anyone who goes through that. But I think if you have the foresight of seeing how where the pitfalls can be in this industry, you can really make beautiful strides in providing powerful, wonderful entertainment. I think that's I think that's the I think that's why I'm grateful where I'm at. AR, hey man, AR, wow, thank you so much. AR has also been a kind contributor for many years, awesome mega urbanist. Thank you so much, AR, for the $40 super chat. Hey man, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am extremely grateful for that super chat. That's so kind of you to do that. Let me see if I can play the Afterworld album. I'll play it right now. I'm searching on the TV. So feel free to ask me any questions. And then also in terms of digging deeper into oneself, into one's soul, I think also helps in storytelling because you're able to tell a deeper story without really, needing to. You're able to tell a deeper story in a real way as opposed to appearing deep as many so quote unquote art house films like to be, which I really am not too much of a fan of art house films because a lot of them dwell in such negative aspects about life that they appear deep, but in essence, they're just a bummer, just a big bummer. All right, we're gonna play the Afterworld album, the official Urbanist. Whoa, I have some ads playing. No, don't do this. Hey, Bella says, you come across really wonderful people along the way. It's amazing. Yeah, it has been amazing. Yes, I am extremely grateful for that. Hard to believe Mick Jagger and Mitch McConnell are the same age. It's crazy to believe. Catherine, I didn't realize that. Oh, this coffee is good. Cole says, yeah. Song by the Flaming Lips talks about the dangers of power. Yes, such a great song. I love that song. Great song. LAB says, yes, self-aggrandizing and pompous. Yes, a lot of artists can get there. And I think it's a downfall. I think it's a pitfall that some artists go through and some of them never come out of it. And they just get stuck in that kind of pompous type of art. Chatty Cathy says, I found the video. It's called Madison Square Garden and Flatiron. Oh, the first one you saw. That's so cool. Gwen says, congratulations. Cole says, Hudson is really into himself. Will only give attention if he's given a hot dog slice. So Cole's making reference to James and Carla, who are wonderful human beings, wonderful live streamers. And they have a dog called Hudson. And of course, he's joking around because he's a dog. So I don't blame him for wanting pizza and hot dogs. Andy says they should start a band. Who? Do let me know. What was the worst coffee you've ever had in your life? It was pretty recent. I think I had it twice in my life by mistake. It was a cold brew coffee in Paris. No, it was a cold brew coffee in London. London overall has great coffee. And there's a place that's one of my favorite places, by far. One of my favorite coffee shops in the world. But they also have some of the worst coffee ever. So they have great coffee and they also have terrible coffee. And this is Watch House. Watch House is a chain in London of coffee shops / brunch places. And they make great coffee, hot coffee. But they have a cold brew that's in these tiny little bottles. And while their hot coffee is some of the best I've ever tried in my entire travels, and their brunch is amazing, their cold brew sold in tiny bottles is an acid bomb. It feels so acidic that it feels like it's burning a hole through my insides. And I tried it once, and I remember I had a little bit too much of it, and I had heartburn for like 3 days. And this was in London in 2021. And then I went to London again in 2022, and I forgot about that experience and had it again because I love this place. I love everything else about it. And I had this cold brew again, and just one sip of it gave me heartburn, and I hated it. I had to return it. I told them, hey, this is old. Or I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but this is bad cold brew, and I had to return it. Which sucks, because otherwise they're such a great coffee shop, and I will continue going there. But never their cold brew again. And Kay just said, cold brew on bottles are disgusting. Generally they are. The US does fairly good cold brews in bottles, like La Colombe, Stumptown does good cold brew in bottles. But when it comes to Europe, the only good place I've tried cold brew in general is France, specifically in Paris, in a place called Back in Black, has the best cold brew I've ever tried in my life. But Europe in general usually sucks with cold brew, and even worse, their cold brew bottles are some of the worst I've ever had. How would you rate Greek cuisine? Greek cuisine is amazing, but I was actually having a dream about this, which was fascinating. Let me know if you want to know about my dream. Let me know if you want to know about my dream. It was a very interesting dream because I dreamt that someone asked me a very similar question. What time is it? Keep track of time. 6:41, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got a little bit more than 20 minutes. Let me know if you want me to stick around for a little bit more than 20 minutes. William says, I knew there was an extra reason why I follow you. Roy says, tell us about your dream. MZ says yes. Roy says avoid London's heartburn brew. Yes, that's a good name for it. DS says, are you still in Greece? Yes, DS. And thank you so much for sending me an email, DS. I will respond. Um, DS is a wonderful viewer, but he's also now going to endeavor on the podcast. And I'm going to appear on this podcast. So I'm so excited. So I was dreaming that someone asked me in the comments. Yes, I do dream of live streaming. Maybe one day. When I'm in my late 90s and I have a massive long white beard and I look like Gandalf, someone will make a documentary called Ariel Dreams of Live Streaming, because I do. So I was dreaming that I was live streaming, and someone asked me in the comments, hey, what's the best place to have an appetizer? And I found that to be such a peculiar question. Because, I never really thought about that. Where is the best place to have an appetizer? So I proceeded to toss and turn in my dream. Sometimes you have these dreams where they're kind of get very repetitive. You're kind of like trying to figure out a solution. And let me know if you had these type of dreams where you get repetitive and you have this solution. You're trying to make a solution, and the dream is kind of figuring out all different scenarios to get this right answer. It's kind of like the dream is like in video game mode, trying to practice. I've had that so many times in my life. It happens to me all the time. But sometimes those dreams are annoying because I'm tossing and turning. It's not quite a nightmare, but it's a dream where I'm not getting really the most restful sleep. So I proceeded to have this, trying to think of all these scenarios in this dream of like, where is the best place to have an appetizer? What country? And I started to really think about, in my dream, I remember this dream very vividly, where's the best place with prepared foods? Because, there are some places around the world that have amazing foods, but the foods tend to be pretty simple. Things that are kind of just made from basic ingredients. And Greece is that. So I wouldn't say that Greece has the best appetizers. And I wouldn't say Greece has the best prepared foods, like elaborately prepared foods. There's like moussaka, there's pasticcio, there might be that goat one done in parchment paper that's like roasted. It's pretty good. But there's not that many foods that are too elaborately prepared. They tend to be fairly simple. You have your octopus that's grilled. You have your sardines, your anchovies. The pork is fairly simple. Yeah, you might have a brine, but it's fairly simple. So you have your Greek salad. It's pretty much like 5 simple ingredients. This isn't too much. So it's not really that complicated. So Greek food is amazing and super fresh, but it's amazing because of its freshness. But in terms of prepared foods, Italy is a food mecca. But the downside of Italy is that it's not so unique after you've had, after you spend maybe 2 weeks there, at least in a given city, maybe not Italy as a whole, but in each city or each region, if you stay in the region of Rome, you pretty much get the gist of Roman food in about 2 weeks. And then most of the dishes in Italian cuisine, especially in Rome, parts of Florence, Venice, tend to be also very simple dishes. The pasta carbonara in Rome, the amatriciana, the Roman pizza, fairly simple. Even the coffee, fairly simple. And then America is great, but it lacks in freshness. So it lacks what Greece has in freshness. It lacks what Italy has in quality ingredients and simplicity. in terms of just making a few ingredients and making a really great pasta dish out of it. It lacks in those things. That's the downside with American cuisine. Great concepts of food that can be done really well if you use great ingredients, but generally the ingredients are lacking in general across the country. And then the UK, I love it because it's hearty. It's my personal favorite, but this I'm not going to put in the top list if we're talking about food a little bit more objectively, because I know not everyone likes English food as much as I do, or Irish food as much as I do. I'm a bit odd in that respect. I really love my UK/Irish food. I just love the heartiness of it all, but it's not so distinct. It's not always the freshest, and it's not always made to order, and the quality of ingredients can vary very greatly in that type of cuisine. So where? Spain. Not really. Spain, pretty small dishes. Tapas. There's not really that many elaborate big foods. But there's great hams, great cheeses, great wine. There's great specific things, but not really elaborate dishes. But there is France. And France, it sounds obvious, but if you think about it more deeply, there's very good reason why French cuisine is still seen as the epitome of fine dining. Because French cuisine, there are simple dishes that you can make, but there are very complicated dishes as well. And some of those simple dishes can be done really well in a way where it takes years of practice to hone down those skills. And I think French cuisine is the place where the food truly sticks out in a way that's very unique. And I think in a way that is elaborate, focused on great ingredients, generally made to order, meaning that they make you the dish on the spot, which I see as a big plus. And also, there are certain simple dishes as well that compete with some of the best Greek salads or basic pastas in Italy. French just really gets it, just overall. And I think in this dream, as I was formulating this answer, and I'm glad someone asked it so I could use it now in real life, where I had this revelation was in Lyon, France, specifically with the dish called the quenelle. And the quenelle is kind of like this fish pie. It sounds weird, but it doesn't taste like a fishy pie. What they do is kind of make like a sauce out of the fish, and it's like a souffle with flour and butter, and then they make a fish sauce, but it doesn't taste fishy. It tastes like a very like kind of savory umami flavor sauce, and it's served piping hot straight out of the oven. The quenelle is extremely hard to make, and yet it's so damn delicious. And I just couldn't have enough of it in Lyon. And I tried so many different versions of the quenelle in Lyon. And I was so blown away. So, in my opinion, French cuisine has the best appetizers, because there's some great appetizers in French cuisine, the French onion soup, snails, in my opinion, but there's also more normal stuff out there. And also salads, like the Niçoise salad. But there's also great prepared foods. So yeah, in my opinion, French cuisine gets the really well-rounded cuisine. It fires at all cylinders. Greek cuisine doesn't. Greek cuisine doesn't have elaborate dishes like a quenelle. Really, not really many, if any. I can't really find any. Italian cuisine also doesn't have not a little bit more than Greece, but not as many. American cuisine has some complicated dishes, but the ingredients suck. So France is just well-rounded. Boom. So French cuisine, I would say. so far has been my favorite. Though I love Greek, I love Italian, I love American, I love what I encountered in Denmark, I love what I encountered in the Netherlands. I love UK and Irish food personally. So I've had very good food experiences in general. Only a few places where found very kind of subpar food was Spain outside the tapas and the ham and the cheese. Aside from that, I was a bit bummed with Spanish, with Madrid at least. Bucharest in Romania. Tried going to authentic Romanian cuisine. Half of the dishes were polenta. Ugh. Never again. um, Prague, I couldn't find too much like authentic Czech food aside from maybe things that were similar to Polish. So yeah, those have been more the disappointing ones. But um, those other countries I just mentioned have really blown me away. Do you like spicy food? Says Andy. I don't. So that's why I'm not really that excited to go to China, for example, and try all the food. China, I bet the Chinese cuisine is amazing. I bet that there's some really great dishes. I mean, I love the Chinese American cuisine. I love dim sum, but I don't like spicy food. So uh, it doesn't make me so super excited to go to China or to India for food specifically, because I've never been a fan of spicy. Dolores says, Happy 7th. Hey, Dolores, thank you so much. Ida also says, Congrats on the 7th year anniversary here on Facebook and YouTube, giving you best wishes. We had great videos during COVID and before. Thank you, Ariel. Hey, my pleasure. Ida, thank you so much for tuning in. Thai food is really good, says Meta. I can't wait to try maybe Thai food when I go to Thailand, but I know they also do very spicy. Do you see yourself taking residency out internationally? I do, yes, Jeannie. As to where, I'm really liking Greece. I'm really liking Greece. I really love the UK. And I really love the Netherlands too. So yeah, there's a few places that have struck my fancy. And Rome is such a great city. I'm so happy so many people have been tuning in. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I really appreciate that. Feel free to ask me any urbanist related questions. Italy has the freshest food I've ever had due to the fact that they make the pasta, cheese, and fish right there. Yes, Janice. Yes, exactly. Um, Nicole says, I agree. I live 10 minutes away from a French border and often go to French restaurants. Yeah, there we go. You might see a drastic difference from German cuisine because Germany is very similar to the UK. They have very set traditional dishes that are almost available everywhere. Um, Germany has a heads up of UK where the consistency of quality ingredients tend to be much higher in general versus the UK. I've definitely experienced that in Munich. But I don't see too many variety of dishes in so far what I've seen in Munich. So I think that's why French probably still has a heads up over German cuisine. Andy says, so is Caribbean food. Caribbean food is not spicy. I'm not sure where people get this. Maybe Afro-Caribbean food. So maybe, definitely Jamaican food with jerk chicken is very spicy. But Puerto Rican cuisine, Dominican cuisine, Cuban cuisine is not spicy. This is a weird misconception. I wonder why people get this misconception. It might be people conflating Hispanic Caribbean culture with Mexican. They couldn't be any more different. Those cultures actually share very little in common aside from the Spanish language. And even the Spanish spoken in Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Puerto Rico is very different from the Spanish spoken in Mexico. So, and there is no spicy food. Very few spicy food. You might be able to make your food spicy using a condiment, but generally there's no inherent spicy dishes in Hispanic Caribbean cuisine. I think the only place in the Caribbean that I know that has spicy food is Jamaica. Is there any chance of finding the first video I saw you in the Highline in May 2016? Yeah, Katie, that should still be up in Curbed. Curbed has changed companies, so I can talk a little bit more about them now, which is nice. But yeah, I worked for Curbed, and their Facebook page is still up, and they still have those old videos up. So search Highline Curbed, you might be able to find it. Search posts, search videos, use a few filters. And if you do find it, repost it on Urbanist of the World. Trinidad has spicy in Dindin. Okay, thank you, Dindin. I don't have too much extensive experience in the Caribbean. I'm from Puerto Rico. I really only know Puerto Rico in the Caribbean. I know of the Caribbean secondhand in New York. So I've tried double doubles from Trinidad. I've tried jerk chicken and Jamaican cuisine in New York. I've tried, of course, a lot of Dominican and a lot of Cuban food in New York as well. Dindin says I've Guyanese food. Yes, I've also tried Guyanese food. And the double doubles, yeah, I tried one double double, super spicy. So yeah, double doubles like a meat pastry. Veronique says, yeah, in Suriname we also have hot sauce on the side, which is very hot. I have a favorite episode from every one of the locations you've traveled. Hey, Sylvia, do let me know. What's one of your favorite episodes? What's one of the more unique locations you think I've been to? Let me know in the comments. What's one of the more unique locations you think I've been to? Can you do more cooking shows? Says Susie. I would love to. Yeah, yeah. I'll think about doing another cooking show. Here in Greece, the food is so cheap. I mean, so inexpensive from my American perspective. But even then, food is not big of a big expense for Greeks because Greeks do eat out fairly often. So Greek cuisine, I can make it at home. Yeah, definitely. But I really love French. Really love cooking in France. It was fun doing that French cooking show because I was able to buy some of the ingredients already made, and then I had to like cook up the meat and a few other things. But a lot of the other things were already made and pretty damn good quality. And I love making burgers and avocado toast. I've done that before. But maybe I'll do it again. Not every country has kitchens. Here in Greece, there are kitchens, but generally the stove is not always a full-size stove. I've only encountered 2 full-size stoves so far. Nicole says, Isle of Skye and Chamonix were some of the most interesting places you've been to. You should find famous chefs in Greece and ask them if they would do a cooking video with them. Hey, yeah, Cole. I haven't done a food behind-the-scenes video in a long time. Is that, I have not found too many chefs that are interesting on camera, unfortunately. I've only really encountered one great chef on camera, who was the guy who was the chef of the Walker Hotel, who's no longer there. He's working in New Jersey. That guy is amazing. I love him. I want to visit him again. We really hit it off and had great chemistry. And this was a video from 2017, early 2017. But I tried doing other food videos, and I encountered so many chefs that were just, nice people. But you put on the camera on those chefs, and they're just, all the personality is drained it's just drained. They had no personality once the camera's on. I'm not sure why. Not everyone's comfortable with the camera. I think that might be the reason. So that's why I've had kind of not the most interesting experiences featuring chefs. So that's why I haven't sought out to feature more chefs. And then I had one terrible experience where I went to a restaurant that now is is very famous. I won't say the name. It's one of the few videos that I've ever filmed and never posted. It was this restaurant that they were rumored to get a Michelin star. And this was in 2017. They have not gotten that Michelin star, and I am not surprised. Because when I showed up at the restaurant, I reached out to the restaurant and say, hey, I would love to cover you. I would love to show the chef doing a dish. Let's try a variety of different dishes. I know you guys are doing some very interesting foods, and I would love to do this on a live video. And I arrived there, and I said hello to one of the staff. They just looked at me serious, like, hi. They looked at me like they didn't know why I was there. And I'm like, oh, I'm here to film the video. It was like, oh, yes. And the person just left. And then I saw the chef right behind that person because I recognized him. And I tried to extend my hand and say, hey, chef, nice to meet you. Can't wait to feature you on this video. The man did not meet my eyes, did not meet my gaze, just looked away, turned around, and continued talking to his staff. Did not shake my hand. I don't know why. Have no clue. That was very awkward. And then I asked the person who attended me, hey, well, what happened? Is it okay? Are we going to film with the chef? And she told me, oh, the chef can't film today, but sit down there in the corner. They gave me a terrible seat, even though the restaurant wasn't open. There was no one there. They gave me a terrible seat, terrible lighting, and they started just giving me dishes. The dishes were okay, it wasn't terrible food, but I can't even tell from the food. It was super gimmicky. The food was way too reliant on nostalgia. If I were to sound more like a food critic. And I tried filming the video, but it was so damn awkward that I never posted it. So that was one of the worst experiences I've ever had trying to feature someone. And after that, kind of left featuring restaurants, at least behind the scenes, a bad taste in my mouth. Esfio says, why would they invite you and give you such poor treatment? I have no clue. It's still a mystery to me to this day. I'm nowhere near well known to really gain anyone's negative opinion. I don't think I would deserve it even now. But back then, I have no clue. The guy probably didn't even know who I was. But I have no clue. And that restaurant was supposed to get a Michelin star. It hasn't got a Michelin star, so I'm not shocked. But yeah, that turned me off from featuring chefs behind the scenes. But of course, that's an extreme example, and probably won't happen in the future. But yeah, maybe I'll give chefs a try again in the future. Is the restaurant still open? The guy expanded. Yeah, he expanded to a very prominent location in Manhattan. Yeah. So yes, it is still open. And yes, they still get a lot of business. They didn't make you pay, did they? No. AR. Great question. No. That happened to me at a different time. So yeah, I haven't had the best experiences with covering restaurants, but yeah, that luckily they did not try to make me pay. That would have been the limit. I wouldn't have said anything rude, but I would just walked up and left because that would have just been obscene. Because I would pay for a restaurant if I don't reach out to them, and I just go and show up, and of course I would never expect a free meal. But if I reach out to you and it's more of a feature, there's an implicit agreement in journalism, media, that if you are featuring a restaurant or a tour, generally, it's assumed, it's implicit that you're being compensated. They're giving you the food for free, so you can cover it. That's generally implicit. You don't really have to say it out loud. It's generally implicit. But one time, I forgot when it was the occasion, but one time I showed up, I covered the restaurant, the guy was super happy, the people were fairly nice, and then they gave me a bill. Yeah, which was odd. I think I would have asked them directly why that awkward behavior. Even if I tried, I don't think I would have received an answer, Nicole. Unfortunately, Americans are not as straight as maybe people are in Germany, definitely, or in the Netherlands. Yeah, if I would have asked, I would not receive an answer. I don't think so. Jenkins says, chefs are notorious for inflated egos and attitudes. I know from personal experience over the many years in the restaurant industry. Yeah, I think that might be the case. Yeah. I wish you would name the rude chef in this restaurant. Don't go to a fancy restaurant in Prospect Heights. Well, I won't say the name. Just don't go to that restaurant. If it's fancy and they're doing food that is highly dependent on the nostalgia and it's a supposedly high-end restaurant, don't go there. Kay says I will give them a bad review. I don't want to do that because A, I don't want to be a reviewer on my show, and then B, I want to be able to respect the trust that I have when I'm invited over. Because if I start railing against someone, I wouldn't. If it's that horrid, and I know my viewers would go, then it's like criminal or outright dangerous, then yes, I would warn my viewers. But anything less than that, I'd rather not even mention them, because the reason for that is if I want to cover a restaurant in the future, I don't want to get the reputation of being the guy who fucked over this other restaurant because he was just pissed off about something. So I'd rather not do that, but I know other content creators like David Portnoy, the pizza review guy, does that. Or recently did that, so. AN says Googling every fancy restaurant in Prospect Heights. I'm sure the New Yorkers out there like Yo Ange will be able to find the place I'm talking about. You might be able to read about that chef because he has gathered a reputation. Linda says maybe someone else agreed to do it like a business manager. Yeah, I think that was the case, and the chef didn't want to be in it. Yes, I think that was the case. And that's also terrible communication on the end of the restaurant. If press is coming to your restaurant and someone in the team said, yes, you can feature the chef, and they didn't give the chefs a heads up or get their explicit permission, that's also on the fault of the restaurant. And no excuse either. So ask me any happier questions. I'm so happy people are enjoying this. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I gotta keep track of time. Oh, I gotta go. Oof. I gotta go soon. All right, I gotta head out in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So feel free to ask me any last remaining questions. Can you tell us about the art behind the wall? I don't know the art. It's not my favorite. I don't know anything about the art. You'll learn about this location at the end of my trip. When are you coming back? S Fields, you gotta find out. You gotta stay tuned. Best desserts in your travels, says Nina. I would say the place that surprised me the most in terms of dessert and pastries was Ireland. Ireland has some amazing, amazing cakes and pastries, and scones as well. Truly, truly wonderful. I was blown away. I think I'm not sure why. I still can't figure it out. The quality of butter is definitely very high in Ireland. It's so fresh, but something about Irish cooking was so surprising to me, and it definitely in my live videos is very. I've made a few short videos as well where I talked about the cuisine there, and it truly blew me away. Hey, Esfield says we need that Staten Island live video soon, Ariel. Please, please. Okay, maybe. I won't say much, but maybe Staten Island is in the future. Maybe, maybe. Nicole says, okay, happy question. When you said doors open for season 2, are there any sponsors? No sponsors so far. So I don't have any sponsors. I'm not going to be paid to do season 2, or I'm not making any money from season 2 so far. But doors have opened to amazing cultural institutions. First season in Athens, I really didn't cover any cultural institution. Second season of the show will cover cultural institution in this location. Morgan says the new series, so awesome. I was going to ask you when would you produce a show. Yep, it's coming out. I'm making my own TV show. Oh, when I became a mega urbanist in February 2022, it was cool to know that you grew up in Jackson Heights, Queens. I did. Yes, I did. Ireland has the best desserts. Good to know. Chinese desserts are also fabulous. Yeah, the Chinese do have some great desserts, at least in New York City. I love the Chinatown videos you did, says Nina. Yes. Morgan says, you were totally blown by Ireland. I could see you announcing moving there. Jeannie says, are you open to the opportunity of investors for your live stream audiences? No. That's a hard no. I have a wonderful friend who is running a great YouTube channel. I'm not sure if he wants to say this publicly, but he's running a great YouTube channel, and he does have investors. And that's why he's able to grow so quickly. And I've been approached already by like 2 different legit investors. I wouldn't do it. This is the downfall with the media industry. They are too dependent on outside investment. And when you are dependent on outside investment, you do have to pay back that investment. You do have to increase profits. So the business model goes from the business model changes, and when you have investors, it changes to a profit-driven model. You have to make profits for the investors, or for the board, or for the stockholders, or whatever type of investors you have. Or you have to share those profits with them, or give them exclusive profits. You get money up front, but you give them all the profits for a set amount of time after that. I don't want to do that. I would only accept creative partnerships where I'm making videos with them, like New York City Tourism. Classic Harbor Line has been a great collaborator. So right now I want to give a huge round of hearts to also the collaborators. They're also great individuals who watch my videos and they work at these companies, and I have collaborated with them creatively where I have been paid. But I've been able to make videos with full creative control. And that has been truly a deep blessing. And so round of hearts to New York City Tourism. So yeah, I'm working with New York City. New York City Football Club. I'm making one of my final videos with them soon, which is going to be awesome. Bulova, which is an ongoing partnership. You're going to see a lot more videos about watch history soon. Um, Classic Harbor Line has been an amazing partner. And Rise New York as well. And then I've had a few other one-off partnerships. But those 5 have been some of the best content collaborations I have had the pleasure of doing this past year. Has provided me with a nice way to monetize in a way where I can continue making great content for all of you of the stuff I already cover: history, architecture, urbanism, and do it in collaboration with them. Their brand might be attached to it, but I really appreciate those brands. I think those brands have great value and they are worth mentioning. So I'm so glad to have been collaborating with them. And those are all ongoing partnerships. And I have about 3 more partnerships coming up, which is going to be very exciting. So people are going to learn about really cool stuff. And I'll give you a hint. It's going to be about public transportation. So yes, I am collaborating with some awesome public transportation companies, and that's going to be fun as well. So the difference is creative partnerships. I make a video that is me and them posting at the same time, me and New York City Tourism, and in essence, I can do basically whatever video I want. Sometimes they might want a specific topic, but I generally make whatever video I want. I do the research, I edit it, I film it, I narrated it, and then it's posted with tags to their site, tags to their product, tags to their company, and then they might post it on their end as well. And that's beneficial for both of us because they get great content about history. I get the opportunity to be paid to do some great content and give even more content to my audience. So that has been such a blessing. All right, so I got to start heading out. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate everyone tuning in. Susie says, partner up with Revel Scooters. Isabel says, that's great that you have creative control. Yes. So that's why I wouldn't accept investors. I don't want to give my control up to profit-minded investors. Investing is great. I wouldn't be against it if it were a one-off movie or a one-off documentary series, but now with Urbanist. Urbanist will continue making great quality content for all of you. It's not for advertisers. It's not for any type of agenda, might be politically or anything else. The priority is entertainment for all of you, to immerse you into cool stories around the world. That's my priority because it's the viewers that I think matter the most. And some companies have been so grateful to see the value in those viewers. And it has been wonderful, fruitful relationships. But the priority will always continue to be you, the viewer. As long as I'm enjoying the videos that I make and that you are having fun, you're being entertained, that's what I care about the most. I love that. And I will continue doing. Urbanist might grow, might change, might shift, might transform. It might go different ways. Who knows? But I think it will. My priority is to always keep it grounded and to always keep the focus on joy. First and foremost for me and the joy I see from the audience. That's what I care about the most. Because if I'm not enjoying it, then no one is. So I gotta enjoy it first and foremost. And then secondarily, I love it when people leave wonderful comments and say that they love these videos for various reasons. Feel free to contribute to patreon.com/urbanist. The reason I still continue to offer patrons is that I do post bonus content it might not be so frequent at certain moments of the year, but sometimes I do post a lot of great bonus footage. But beyond that, these contributions provide a very absolute minimum base of monetary help that I can continue making these videos. So it enables me to be way more discerning of who else I work with, if I do work with anyone else. A lot more free in making decisions of where I cover and how I cover it. And it provides a great peace of mind to continue giving you great quality content. So the people who love being patrons, I love it. And also I love sending postcards to the Mega Urbanist as well. Has been such a great. And I'm glad you haven't disappeared like other content creators, says Susie. No, yeah, I may take a break from here and then and there. I may change in the style of the things I do, but to me, this is a long time endeavor. So thank you, everyone, for 7 years of great content. Some of you have been around for all those 7 years. Others have come in the past few years, and others have just been tuning in just the past few days. I really appreciate everyone who's been tuning in. There's a lot of great content coming out. Stay tuned for the documentary series coming out late October. There's going to be a season 2 and season 3 already planned. You're going to see more cool documentaries of places around the world, and then plenty of more live videos and cool short videos and other things like that. I'm super excited to show you the world. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome. And always keep on exploring and stay curious, my friends. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Yasas.